Okay, before we quit for the night, let's go out to the Microsoft website. See here, if you wanted to, you could specialize in just writing apps for the band, or just for the phone. See, here's the Windows Store. In case you haven't heard about that, it's like the iPhone store, but it's Microsoft's store. Top apps for your Windows desktop or phone, tablet. And you can actually write an application in Visual Studio and upload it here. Charge $1 for it, charge $5 for it, you know. Maybe offer a free version, and then if they like it, they can buy the full version for $5 or more, you know. Here's store, products, support here. Go products. For developers, Visual Studio. Now, of course, there's still versions that you can buy. I did read on one web page. I don't know how correct it is, but well, here I got this. I have a few notes here that I found on the web. It says here, Visual Studio 2013 Community has the same features as the professional version. Visual Studio Community includes all the great functionality of Visual Studio Professional. The Visual Studio Community has all the features of Express and more. Visual Studio Express does not allow users to use extensions. You can't add stuff to it. There are over 5,000 great plugins for Visual Studio. With Visual Studio Community Edition, you can access all of them. Visual Studio Express are targeting specific platforms. Express for Windows allows you to develop Windows apps. Express for Windows Desktop allows you to develop desktop apps. But with Visual Studio Community Edition, you can develop projects cross-platform. And one thing I read that, and I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I read that the Express versions are being phased out, and it's going to the Community Edition. So. I just read that in the last couple of days. So. See, it says Visual Studio Express Edition provides free tools to develop applications for specific platforms such as Windows. New edition available. Visual Studio Community has all the features of Express and more, and it's still free. So it looks like they're pushing the Community Edition. Oh, here you can still develop, or you can still download the Express versions for desktop, Express versions for web, Express for Windows. Let's see what this does here. So it's going to download another installer. So. Okay, so they're still available, but you can see they're really pushing. You know, here they got the Express version here, and they point you right to this, what we downloaded the other day, and then they still give you the links in case you still wanted to download the regular Express versions. This one might be cool. Windows Express for Windows. Windows 10 is required. Okay, so that's all I was curious about there, to see if the Express versions were still available. So before we quit for the day, let's go out to Visual Studio here, and you can see it's not showing up in my start menu. This is Windows 10, and it's not showing up here either. But if we go all apps and Visual Studio here, you can right click and go pin the start button. So now it shows up here. Or we can go pin the taskbar. So now it shows up here. It's just a faster way of starting it up. So we can start up. That's something, if you haven't seen 10 yet, this is what it does. There's always little pop-ups. So we'll start Visual Studio here. Okay, so the output one we don't need. general information here. Here's the recent application, so you could just open what you were working on yesterday from here. They're pushing Azure here. Okay. So File, New, Project. Windows Form app. Defaults here are fine. The name of the application, where the files are going to be stored, the solution name. Click OK. Creating a new form application. Okay, so this is what I would call a general view of how I like mine set up. The form in the middle, or whatever I happen to be working on, and all of the other main applications, they all work like this. You know, Visual C++, Visual C Sharp, Visual Basic. They're all this type of thing. It's a form with a toolbox, you know. The toolbox on this side, Solution Explorer here, Properties here. You know, if you're working a lot with the properties, you can always expand this. So we did the button. Yeah, button here. Here's some check boxes here. You know, so you might say check this box to buy this, check this box to buy that, you know. Labels are cool. You know, sometimes when you see a text box, you don't really know what to type there, right? It's just a blank box. So you put a label next to it, you know, on the label. You have the label properties here, and you can say here, name. Say first name. Enter your first name in this text box. Radio buttons. Let's see here. Date, time picker. This one's cool. See here, you can before we'd come down, build it and rebuild. But if you just come over here to debug, you know, you can just go like that. Just skip that build thing, and it does it for you when you're run it. It's just like one quick step. It does it all. So you can see it built the application and then ran it. And see here, it just by dropping and dragging that one thing, it wrote all this for you. You know. And then, you know, like when you press the enter button to submit your data, you have to be able to grab that date inside your code and do something with it, store it somewhere or something, you know. But they do all this for you. So that one's pretty cool. So I just wanted to show you a few more of these things, you know. We can go on forever learning how to code these things, and we'll do quite a few of them. So okay, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.